shawty, but I had to crash the Honda. Pull up with a chopper, ain't no one gon' stop.
Oh, brother, this guy stinks!
Nigga play with me, play with shawty, he gon' die. She gon' hit a lick, nigga, just to get by. Remember I was broke, she was still by my side.
How's it going, guys? How to Nation here, and today I'm showing you guys how to improve in Fortnite. So there's a few tips and tricks I want to go over. Most of them you probably already know, especially if you've been playing the game for quite a while. But here's my settings and what I have to say about the settings. And first of all, the mouse sensitivity or controller sensitivity, depending on if you're on console or PC. I like to keep this on low just because it helps me personally with aiming. It helps me track people a lot more easier just because, you know, it's lower sensitivity instead of having it high. But obviously you're gonna have to sacrifice not being able to look places quickly or maybe even build as quickly. But obviously you got to find like a middle ground that you like where it's like even. And then the next thing would be obviously aim assist. You're gonna always want to have that on, especially if you're on console using the controller, because the aim assist in this game is like aimbot. It's like really good, tracks onto the people really good. And the next thing, you know, there's a bunch of other settings that I wouldn't really worry about. Maybe vibrations. If you're on console, you might want to keep that off just because I feel like vibrations messes you up a little bit. But for the first thing, you know, always keep the high ground. I'm pretty sure most of you guys know this. Either build up to high ground or just get on top of high ground, basically, just because it makes it a lot easier for you to shoot down and it makes it a lot harder for people to shoot up, you know. And the next thing would be, you know, keep your inventory always the same just so you get used to it and don't accidentally select something you're not supposed to, because you don't want to be selecting a potion in the middle of a fight trying to choose your shotgun. And the next thing would be, you know, be patient, observe what's going on, don't just jump into the fight not knowing that there's 3 groups attacking one another. Wait a little bit, you know, observe and see what you can do before just jumping in. And the next thing would be probably to use your traps. You know, I've seen a bunch of games where people end the game and they have like 20 traps with them. Just put them down, you know, anywhere inside houses, inside things you build. You never know, you might get a free easy kill. Someone might be walking by, and so, you know, put down traps just because you're not, especially if you're not going to use them anyway, just put them down, get a free easy kill. And yeah, and the next thing would probably, you know, cost a little bit of money, but that would be a headset. I would really recommend a headset just because it gives you a nice advantage, and if you don't really have one, it kind of puts you at a disadvantage just because so many people have headsets already. And with the headset, you know, you can hear people underneath you, above you, to your left, to your right, and it really helps you out, especially in a fight and you guys are making towers and having a build off or something. And the next thing would be, you know, just practice overall. You can't really become good unless you practice. I wouldn't really recommend going tilted towers every single time just because you're mainly just gonna practice your PvP right there. But go somewhere like, you know, in the middle area, you know, middle populated, so you can get some materials and, you know, have mini build offs, kind of like what I'm having in the gameplay, you know, just mini build offs, you know, just 1 by 1 or something, and you know, practice like that. But I would really recommend, especially now with the new playground mode, you have like 1v1s with your friends and stuff, just because it's, you know, you both can practice. You guys are probably gonna squad up or something and you guys were both gonna be warmed up, and, you know, with practice, and you guys can, you know, choose what you guys want to practice. You guys can practice either building or just PvP, but like I said, practice is like the #1 thing. You can't really get good at anything without practice, so make sure to practice. And I hope you guys liked the video. I hope one of these tips helped you out, and if it did, make sure to leave a like down below. And until next time, How to Nation out.